crypto prices are coiling up, forming a launch pad, preparing to reward the patient. The people who get truly wealthy in crypto bull markets are those who remain patient, who stay in the market. If we look at on-chain data for Ethereum, it's clear whales, digital asset treasuries, and Wall Street through ETFs are all buying this dip aggressively, while whales tied to retail are selling off. Follow the money. That's why it's so important. This is what we show you here on Kalen Moss channel. Subscribe to our channel. Right now, institutions, corporations, and regular people are realizing they are grossly underexposed to crypto. 95% of Bitcoin's supply has already been mined, and yet 95% of investors don't own any. Ethereum is surging both in price and narrative. Its market cap is lower than Bitcoin's, but even fewer investors are exposed. The Clarity Act, market structure bill, is coming. Rate cuts are coming. Adoption is accelerating. I expect Bitcoin to hit $150,000 before the end of the year. Truly, given what we know, doesn't it seem likely in the next few months? Especially because Bitcoin and crypto historically rally at the end of the year. I even believe Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin over the next 3 to 6 months.
Bitcoin and Ethereum should probably sell off. Seasonality is a weak time of year for both of the top cryptocurrencies. But let's remember one thing, you touched on it. Ethereum hit a record high. Bitcoin hit a record high recently.
Yeah.
I did flip out of my Bitcoin exposure, and I'm in ETH now. And for me, I think you're going to see a real fast push in the last 2 months of the year where these both can go much higher. Percentage basis, Ethereum will move more.
Who else notices this? The broad consensus right now is that September will be bearish for crypto. Historically, September is bearish. But this is a bull market, and Q4 is typically bullish. If September consolidates, I see it as a gift, a buying opportunity from the crypto gods. Still, since everyone expects this, maybe the opposite will happen. I've seen so many comments asking, should I buy more ETH? Should I sell BTC for ETH? My view, much of the industry is underexposed to ETH. I wouldn't sell Bitcoin for Ethereum, like Tom Lee. I'm bullish on both. But Tom Lee is more bullish on Ethereum right now, and it makes sense. His company owns the largest Ethereum treasury, and institutions keep buying millions of ETH. Wall Street loves Ethereum more than Bitcoin. They never loved gold. It's a store of value, but Wall Street prefers growth stocks, tech yield. And ETH offers all three. They love Ethereum's 100% uptime since launch. They love that layer 2s are scaling, and they love stablecoins, which are Ethereum's ChatGPT moment. The Genius Act greenlit stablecoins, banks are building them, and Wall Street is tokenizing assets on Ethereum.
And Ethereum itself is 100% reliable. It has not had a single moment of downtime since inception. It's one of the few blockchains that has never been down. And then if you needed to do more things on Ethereum, you can build what they call layer 2s on top of it. So Ethereum is essentially infrastructure that now is catching the attention of two industries. The first is the financial sector. The stable coins became really viral, a breakaway product for crypto, and that's like the ChatGPT moment. You know, there's $250 billion worth of stable coins. The vast majority of those are minted on Ethereum. Then the Genius Act was passed by this administration and this Congress, and that greenlighted the proliferation of stablecoins onto the blockchain. So banks are now building stablecoin products. That Treasury Secretary Besant thinks that could get to $4 trillion. That's exponential growth, burning gas on Ethereum. And then we have Project Crypto, which is the SEC building, wanting Wall Street to build on the blockchain. Now, all of that collectively, from a Wall Street perspective, is like 1971 for the dollar. And what I mean by that is, in 1971, the dollar went off the gold standard. So in 1971, the dollar became synthetic. And gold was what people bought as a hedge against that synthetic dollar. So you had gold as the trade, and that would be the Bitcoin equivalent. But actually, the synthetic dollar is what created the rails for Wall Street to build all their future products. The futures, curves, derivatives were all because the dollar was a synthetic product. If the dollar was backed by gold, Wall Street would be still a very small business. Well, Wall Street now is going to be building its entire infrastructure onto the blockchain. And the blockchain they're choosing is Ethereum. So this is the 1971 moment where Wall Street is essentially capitalizing on tokenizing the entire world onto a blockchain. That's a huge opportunity.
So yes, consensus says September could be bearish. But in bull markets, max pain is often missing out as prices rip higher. Some say consensus is ETH outperforming BTC, so maybe BTC surprises. But I disagree. Many still say all in Bitcoin. BTC will likely hit $1 million this decade. But this might be Ethereum's cycle, not hype like 2017 or 2021, but driven by institutions, treasuries, and Wall Street.
This cycle for Ethereum will be different. The US is opening to crypto. Crypto is 15 years old now. There's no going back. Vitalik and the Ethereum Foundation remain laser-focused on scaling Ethereum, and Wall Street is listening.
What is the one thing that you really want to get done well on Ethereum in the next 12 to 24 months?
For me, the one big thing that I hope that Ethereum can really do well on the application side is have a user experience that has good openness and security properties, but at the same time is very possible for anyone to use, right? So the thing that we don't want, I think, is we don't want, the Ethereum nerd ecosystem that nobody understands how to use, and then separately the Ethereum grandma ecosystem where you're safe but you have no rights and you're kind of locked in, right? And really actually blending those in and making sure that users have access to both at the same time, have access to the ability to take more control over their account if they want to, but at the same time make it very easy for anyone in any position to get set up with an Ethereum account and participate in all kinds of applications. Really nailing down getting both. And if we do that, then I would be very happy.